Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. I want to update you guys on my eyeshadow project pan. It is actually my pan that palette, but it's like single eyeshadows. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, these are the ones that I am working on right now. I actually have another container as well, which I should grab. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I also have this one as well, which I take a couple of eyeshadows out of. As you can see, it needs a good cleaning. But I take my eyeshadows out of these two and I compile them into a smaller one. And then I work on the specific eyeshadows and see if I can make some movement on them and some weight reductions. Okay, we're all about the weight reductions. So let's just go ahead and put these all back. But first, what I want to do is I have to take out my Vanny Cosmetics eyeshadow. I'm working on this in another project, and I have to add back in the eyeshadow that I did have in there, and I want to weigh that. So I started at 170 grams when I compiled this together before, and I'm still at 170 grams. So there's actually no weight adjusted. So I'm actually going to leave everything how it is, and I'm going to continue to work on these ones. I haven't used these quite a lot because I've been working so hard on my tiny pans. I'll show you guys in another video. But I've basically been trying to expand my pan on these, and I've been trying to make a really solid dip to maybe almost pan on bitten, and then the rest are just sort of like get them looking loved. I don't want anything to just look like it's been sitting there brand new from the package and never touched. I want everything in this particular palette to look loved. And then as I go, I'm going to like sort of switch out every month eyeshadows from this palette as well as this palette. And now that we're getting into fall, you'll kind of see some color movements happening. So I'm also realizing that quite a few of these are eyeshadows that I would probably never use, and they're just sitting there. And so at the end of the year, I will probably do an eyeshadow declutter video showing you guys like just what I maybe want to get rid of and what I really haven't been gravitating towards, because I don't want anything in my collection that I'm not using and it's just going to get old and gross. And I know it sucks because I feel like I'm just going to throw stuff away, but it's just sitting there anyway. And I want to really enjoy my collection and learn from what am I getting rid of and why am I getting rid of it, so that I don't make that mistake again in the future. But if I just keep it sitting here and hoarding all these things, I'm not going to realize my mistakes. So it's going to sort of teach me at the end of the year, like, what did I grab? What did I put in my little capsule palette or whatever you want to call it? And what did I leave out and why? And maybe those are the ones that I just sort of don't buy in the future. Like maybe I don't buy 1,000 blue eyeshadows, and maybe I don't buy something that looks like a little too like hard bronze that I'm really not going to wear. Or do I wear that only once a year? Is it worth it for me to have like one here and like 10 in any other palettes? So I really have to dive into my collection and learn my collection, and I have just way too much stuff. So slowly making those little decisions, especially making them with single eyeshadows, are really going to help me out in the beginning, so that when I'm looking at palettes in the future, I'm going to say, okay, how many of the eyeshadows in there are something that I'm not really going to use? So this little project is really helping me decide like what is something that's going to be good for me in the future. It really is helping me. At the same time, I'm thinking a lot. You can tell I'm in my head a lot because it's hard for me to get my words out, and I'm really like overthinking a lot of things. So it's more so just I need to go with the flow, use what I want to use, and then check the progress. Are these eyeshadows looking loved, or am I forcing myself to use them? Am I grabbing them, or am I forcing myself to grabbing them? So really have to play around with all of this and decide like what's good for me and moving forward. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below for next year if you guys think that a single eyeshadow sort of create your own palette each month would be something you guys would want to see, because I really think that that is going to be a focus in my projects next year, is sort of using a lot of my single palettes or my single eyeshadows together instead of just using all of the Makeup Geek together and all of the Gimme Glow together and all the Terra Moons together and all the MAC ones together. Maybe I can sort of find a bit of mishmash and like make my own palette and sort of do that. So let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing for next year. And yeah, other than that, I will talk to you guys again in the next one. Bye everybody.